Religion?
Yeah.
I feel as if you have a moral code and you can follow that. That's really what you should do instead of just idolizing a god.
Yeah?
Because I feel like it falsely leads them to... It gives them kind of like false hope.
Yeah. Why do you say that?
Because how do they really know that there's a God? How do they really know He's doing all that stuff for you? Why can't they just take the responsibility for themselves to do something?
Yeah.
Like if they want something done, they have to do it themselves instead of waiting and praying for something to be done.
What do you think it should be about?
Well, if I had to pick something for Christianity to be about, it should be about worshiping their God.
God. And
About God? I don't see any evidence for him, so I don't believe
today.
Christianity today has lost a lot of meaning because of people that have tried to change people's minds or persuade them to believe in other religions, or that God isn't real, or church isn't important.
Today, I feel like it's a really pushy religion. Like, people try and force values on a lot of people, and people find that, like, want to say that all these religions are wrong. Like, people tell, like if you're not a Christian, you're going to hell. I don't think that's a fair judgment, because everyone has their own way of looking at the world, and like Christianity has a really terrible history of trying to force itself on foreign peoples, from the Crusades to colonial America, even to today. Like, you still have there's missionary work is good, but I think that if a person wants to accept Jesus into their hearts, then it should be with welcome arms. It shouldn't be forced on them.
Honestly, I'm not ashamed to say that when I think about organized religion, I'm skeptical. I've been raised in a Christian home, but every day there are things that try me, and I worry a little bit more every day.
When I think of Christianity, I think of a religion based off of what somebody in the past made up and what they believe in, and it's basically carried down from generation to generation. Well, with that, I think it's based off of what you believe as a person. I do believe that there is a God and that He has power to do things that other people don't. But at the same time, I believe that you have to make your own judgment on what you think is religious based and what isn't. And you can't go off of what your mom tells you or necessarily what a book tells you. It's off of more of your gut feeling and how you feel about situations.
Okay, a real church is like the one that I go to. You can feel the passion, you can feel the Lord moving. You can just feel the Spirit, and then there's hypocrite churches that just be like, oh, it's okay, just do whatever you want and you'll still go to heaven.
Right.
And there's too many of those today.
Christianity to me means worshiping God in prayer practices or church or just a group or by yourself, just acknowledging God. Like how a lot of people talk about how the end of the world is coming soon or whatever, so everybody's trying to get right with God, or either they're recognizing how corrupt some people or groups are, as far as that goes.
I think of typically Catholicism, I think of Baptists, I think of the Pope, I think of a lot of good things and a lot of bad things.
Alright, could you elaborate on good and bad things?
Bad things, I think of persecution, both of Christians and Christians of others. I think of wars. I think of brainwashing. Good things, I think of Mother Teresa and all the good that religion has brought into people's lives. My mother, for instance, is a Catholic, and it brings her joy. She gets a lot of pleasure out of it, out of helping others, and it gives her a sense of purpose. Bad things, I think of religion's effect on politics and on education. Most definitely, and I think religion needs to stay out of schools. It should be about people and their own finding themselves, finding God their own way. In my opinion, far too many people are attempting to force their beliefs on others. Far too much of the religious right is attempting to change things, especially in schools, especially in science, and personally, I think it's wrong.
Me, I don't think you necessarily have to go to church to be Christian. Yes, it kind of is, expected, but myself, I do no wrong. I live by Jesus, but I don't go to church every Sunday. I believe he's there. I know for a fact he's there. And I've seen him work many times before.
Yeah.
And, I think it's a wonderful thing to be a Christian.
Yeah, you can't, you can put your spin on it and you can put your different denomination on it, but what it all boils down to is if you believe that Jesus is a born-again Savior.